Okay, it looks like our clock just rolled over to 9:30, so we're ready to get started tonight. What you see on the screen right now is just a quick rundown of the things that are listed to end on eBay for the next handful of days here. I often am asked what's coming up, or when's the back half of a case coming, or when's the front half of something else starting, and honestly, a lot of times I don't remember. So this way it kind of serves as a refresher for me too. So as you see, there are no breaks scheduled for tomorrow night. Then we're back at it Tuesday night, and we've got a full week ahead. A lot of one box breaks of things I've found around here that we were breaking before the holidays, and then we took a little rest, and now we'll get back into some of those. And then of course also some Contenders football, starting a new case of that. Later in the week, we'll be doing the back half of Valiant baseball, a brand new case of Optic football, and all kinds of other fun stuff in between there. So that's kind of what the upcoming few days looks like. Tonight, we have a few things on tap. An autographed football jersey is up first, then a half case of Valiant baseball is second, and that will be followed by a half case of 2017 Contenders. So this is a 2017 TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jersey. It's break number 8. Our eBay end date was tonight, Sunday the 14th. Our live stream schedule is also tonight, Sunday the 14th. Kind of scrolling down through here to give you a chance to refresh your memory if you don't know what teams you had. Oh, which reminds me, I think there might be somebody who needed to cancel a bid. Let me run into the office 1 second, guys, and double check that. Okay, well, I don't see it, so I don't know. Yeah, I expect there'll be one that I might end up being left with. I tell you what, it is not far into the new year that we are already having the same problems with when we do those one box breaks. I think because the starting bid is lower, it seems to attract a lot of people that don't normally do breaks. And if they would read it, it would be okay, because they would understand how it works, and then they could either decide they wanted to participate or decide they didn't want to participate. But what happens is they don't even read it, and then they bid, and then they get all crazy and open cases and leave negative feedback and just generally make my life miserable. None of them ever will say it's their fault for not reading it. Of course, it's always my fault. So, yeah, we're already right back at that. Ah, well, such are the hazards. Well, we have a really nice jersey coming out for my favorite team, who played horribly today. But anyway, this makes somebody happy. Pittsburgh Steelers hit on a jersey. It is for Hines Ward. I'm going to put this little card inside the plastic bag in a moment. There's your JSA authentication. This, of course, the Bumblebee jersey. You either love it or hate it. And there's Hines Ward's signature and the little JSA authentication sticker. So that, friends, an awesome hit. So when you get this, make sure you look for both of these pieces of papers inside your plastic bag there. And as a quick reminder, if you did not hit in this, obviously there's 32 teams, there's only one jersey. You are entitled to a card, a random trading card. Can be from any year, any series, for your team. That is typically sent out with your next shipment that goes out from me. So the next time you pull a card or a memorabilia or whatever, I would typically send you that card at that time. If you would like to have the card sent to you sooner, all you have to do is send me an eBay message. You don't have to open a case. You don't have to leave negative feedback. You don't have to go all crazy. Just send me a message and ask me to send it to you earlier, and I'll be happy to do that. Obviously, you can tell I'm having one of those days where people are opening cases and whatnot for stuff like that. But anyway, moving on. Next up, 5 boxes of 2017 Leaf Valiant Baseball. This is a half case break. It's break number 3. It also ended tonight the 14th, and our live stream schedule is tonight the 14th. And this is a brand new case. Oh, before I get to that, you'll see a couple teams here, the Indians and the St. Louis Cardinals. They're both marked with no hits, not listed. That just means there are literally no possibilities to pull anything in this break from those two teams. So I didn't even list them for sale on eBay. So that's the deal with that. This, of course, is a brand new case. So you know how that works. Well, most of you do. There might be a few new faces with me tonight. When I'm opening a new case of something or starting a new case, but we're not opening the full case quantity, I take everything out of the case, I number it on the end, and then we use random.org to determine which ones we open tonight versus which ones will be opened in the next break. So let me get that out. In the meanwhile, I see Nicholas over there who says in chat, our Steelers defense was not good today. I would say that is putting it mildly. Man, we were awful. We were just roundly awful. And then Jeff, hi to you, Jeff. And Terry says the Jags had a perfect game plan. And I would say, yeah, they did have a good game plan. And also Todd Haley had a couple of very questionable play calls on fourth down. You know, the scuttlebutt is that Todd Haley may be a free agent after this season. I certainly hope they make him one, because I've been a little bit over Todd Haley for a while now, and I'm especially over him after today. And Mr. Kellen says, nice, that was probably on the Hines Ward jersey. Yeah. And Nick says, yes, we have been getting a lot of Steelers jerseys from Game Day Greats. We have indeed hit some very, very nice ones out of Game Day Greats. And we're going to hit random just one time here. First 5 numbers are the ones we will open tonight. It gives us 10, 2, 8, 5, and 9. So 2, 5, 8, 9, 10. 2, 5, 8, 9, 10. Let me get those. I know I've got more chat over there, which I will look at in 1 second. I'm just trying to multitask, and you know me, sometimes it goes better than others in terms of me multitasking. Mr. Kelly Dan wants to know when is Contenders. It is right after we do Valiant, and Valiant is a pretty quick break overall. There's 5 cards in each of these boxes, so 25 cards. Doesn't take too long. Chris is looking for another Ronald Acuna, which I hope we can pull for you. And Nicholas Bauer says the Killer Bees were good today. Yeah, I mean, obviously Antonio was a little step off of his game, but I thought it was odd, too, that they really didn't go to Juju much at all, which, considering how successfully they have used him all year, that was, I thought, a little weird. But mostly, you know, I just think the play calling in a couple of positions was odd. Mr. Kelly Dan, I mean, again, I can't tell you exactly what time the Contenders break is going to be. It will be when this Valiant break finishes. And as I said, there's not very many cards involved with this. So, I mean, I really can't tell you specifically. I would think maybe 10 minutes or so, but I can't give you an exact time on it. And, oh yeah, breaks are, you'll be addicted, man. You will be addicted if you're like me anyway. I started out buying into other people's breaks, and you see where I am now. Not only do I buy into other people's breaks, I do breaks. My card collection is outrageously large, and I love it. It is so much fun. The only part that's the downside is kind of what I was talking about earlier, when people bid and they don't hit, and then they open cases, or they don't read even so much as one word, and then they think, oh, I bought a brand new, you know, $120 box of cards for $1.99. Yeah, don't you think maybe there's something off with that? But then at the very least, once you read it and see what is going on and you realize, hey, you never read it to begin with, own up, man. But they never do. But anyway. Oh, chat is slow. Yeah, I tell you. Chat is always in a little bit of a delay, and so is my brain tonight. So, Mr. Kelly D, that is as much my brain behind as anything else, but chat is usually like 30 seconds, 45 seconds behind the break for whatever weird reason. So, all right, guys, here we go. First up, Nick Pratto, moonshots to 35 for the Kansas City Royals. Ticket to the show insert, Kyle Wright. Kyle is to 25 for the Atlanta Braves. Hagen Danner to 99 for the Toronto Blue Jays. Victor Robles, that's going to be for the Washington Nationals, and it is to 25. Nice low number on that one. Nick Allen to 99, Oakland A's. Patrick, oh boy, you know I'm so terrible with pronouncing these. Mazeika? Yeah, that's totally wrong. All right, we're just going to go with Patrick. It's numbered to 10, which is awesome, and it's a hit for the Mets. Tristan Lutz, there's a nice one, to 25 for the Brewers. Ooh, I smell a 1 of 1. Yes, I do. Yes, indeed. A nice little 1 of 1 Nick Pratto. Very sweet. So that's our second Pratto, but that one a pretty little 1 of 1. Michael Bays to 99 for the Padres. Gavin Sheets to 35 for the White Sox. Christopher, is it Seiss? Is it Cease? What is this guy's name? I mean, I pull him all the time. I can't even guess at his name. Seiss. I'm just going to go with Seiss. Numbered to 15. It's for the Rangers. Mackenzie Gore. There's a nice one. High ceiling card insert. Numbered to 99 for the Padres. A little Austin Beck for the Oakland A's, which is kind of cool, right? Because look how he makes the big A, right? And then it's for the Oakland A's. I'm sure he doesn't do that on purpose, but anyway, it's to 99. Shed Long for my Cincinnati Reds. That one's trying to come out of its holder there. Numbered to 99. And this is Joe Perez to 25 for the Astros. Joe Adele, oh, nice moonshots. And you know what? This is going to be low numbered for the Angels. Yeah, 4 of 5, Joe Adele. We have pulled some nice Joe Adele stuff out of Leaf Valiant so far. Then we have Pavin Smith for the Diamondbacks, numbered to 99. A little Brent Rooker to 99 for the Twins. Andreas Jimenez to 35 for the Mets. Another Mackenzie Gore, and this one is also numbered to 5. So the Padres with a couple of really nice Mackenzie Gore hits there. Now time to look at our pretty little graded cards. Nate Pearson, and these are all going to be graded, guys, at 9.5 or better. So in this case, the card's 9.5, the autograph's a 10. Nate Pearson to 99 for the Blue Jays. Next out, Bubba Thompson. That is a 10-10. It's not a black label 10, but it's still double 10s, which is pretty darn sweet. To 99 for the Rangers. And there it is. I know you saw it go by a while ago. There's your little Ronald Acuna 9.5 card. How do they grade that autograph a 10? Because I got to tell you, that autograph is like not even centered. I'm surprised they graded that a 10, but I'm glad for your sake they did. It's numbered to 25 for the Braves. Royce Lewis, another nice pull. This one 9.5 on the card, 10 on the autograph, numbered to 99 for the Minnesota Twins. And then Haria 9.5 card, 10 on the autograph, Brewers to 35. Now, if you have a team in here that if you didn't pull any cards at all, I will still send you something for that team. So, not to worry. Usually when we do half case breaks or case breaks, most teams get something. Sometimes we have a team that doesn't, and for sure I will still send you something. Okay, so be on the lookout. We're just going to do a quick little recap. I'm not going to read all of this off again. We're just going to do a quick little front and back for anybody who jumped in late or you're watching it on delay. So guys, there's no mail tomorrow because it's Martin Luther King Day, which I had forgotten about until Saturday. I always forget about President's Day and Martin Luther King Day. I really don't know why, but I always do. I think because they're days you don't get off work. They're days when all the government services and the banks are closed, but unless you work for the government or the bank, you don't get off work. So I always have trouble remembering those two, but someone reminded me on Saturday. So yeah, so no mail service on Monday means this stuff will likely go out the door on Tuesday. Because I got a lot of stuff out on Saturday once I found out Saturday morning that it was Martin Luther King Day on Monday. I called around and found where's the absolute latest place I could drop them in a drop slot. Because the lobby closes, very early on Saturday, but someone had told me a couple weeks ago that there was a location where they thought you could put it in the drop slot later in the day on Saturday. And sure enough, I found it. It's not close by, but I found it, and I used it on Saturday once they cleared the roads of all the fun snow and ice. So anyway, point being, we're pretty well caught up, and this will go out to you on Tuesday. Oh, Mr. Kelly Dan is military, so you also get the day off on Monday. See, I forgot about that. Military, banks, and government. Of course, government and military are kind of the same, but yet different. I think if I were in the military, I wouldn't want to be considered part of the government because I think the military is way better than the general government. But anyway, I'm glad you have the day off tomorrow. You have more than earned it, I'm sure. I don't have anywhere near the amount of discipline required to be in the military. They would boot me out in approximately 60 seconds, I expect. So, but we appreciate your service for sure. This is our next break tonight. It is 6 boxes of 2017 Panini Contenders football. It's a half case break, and it's break number 6. So it's the back half of a case we started, I don't remember when, but a few days ago. So it also ended tonight on eBay and live streaming, of course, tonight. One team in here didn't sell, which is super unusual for Contenders to have anybody that doesn't sell, but we do. Baltimore Ravens. So any cards that happen to come out for the Ravens, well, they'll be hanging out here with me. And then anything else is going to go out the door to you. And same as we had for Valiant Baseball, it should head out to you on Tuesday. So, because I'll have tomorrow, I won't have anything to, won't have anything I have to ship. So I'll be spending all this time sorting and preparing. Oh, Chris is a contractor on an Air Force base, so you're off too. Oh, cool, man. We got lots of people off tomorrow. Well, that's nice. I don't know what that was. Somehow I think I've got like strings and things coming off my clothes randomly here. I don't know what that was. All right, so in Contenders, Panini puts out something that says we will get either 5 or 6 autographs per box, which is just, to me, kind of stupid. It should either be 5 or it should be 6. It shouldn't be sometimes you get 5 and sometimes you get 6. But anyway, that's how they have it. Sometimes we get 5, sometimes we get 6. And, of course, they always say, on average, So that means that some of our hits could get replaced with a Panini Rewards point card. And if that happens, we will give that out by way of random. We'll just put all the, I would put all the teams that are in this break in random, and then whoever came out on top, you know, would get the rewards point. If we had multiple cards, obviously multiple teams would win. That kind of thing. Looking for some Chris Carson. All right, well, we'll see what we can... We'll see if we can find you some Chris Carson. I tell you, Panini has been coming out in little bits and pieces, or dribs and drabs, as my grandmother would have probably said, about which of the cards are unannounced short print and super short prints. The unannounced SPs are 250 or less, and the unannounced or previously unannounced SSPs are 100 or less. In looking at that list as it comes out, they've released 2 sets of cards so far, two different sets of names. I'm sure there's more to come, but that's what they've done so far. And one of them was a Shaquille Griffin for the Seahawks, which was one of the SSPs, I think. And I think that's the one we pulled a 1 of 1 on the other day. So not only is it an SSP, we pulled the 1 of 1 out of the SSP. So it's pretty cool. And Nicholas Bauer says he's looking for 2 base autos, Dobbs and Moats, plus variations. All right. Well, let's see what we can do. Rookie of the Year contender. We're going to find a bunch of these inserts that say that. A handful of them might be numbered, but a lot of them probably won't be. These little advertising cards, we're also going to find about 700,000 of them. If you should happen to want a code for 18% off at the NFL shop or Kid Reporter, you are welcome to write one down as you see it go by. Or you can email me and I'll type one out and send it to you. Otherwise, I just use those things to protect cards when I ship, you know. Just put them on the outside, so in the off chance that something were to happen, it would happen to that and not one of your cards. We're going to find a bunch of these round numbers inserts, and you'll see they have 2 different teams on them. In this case, it's the Lions and the Rams. All the round numbers cards I'm going to set off to the side here, and at the end of the break, we will award them in random. And let me get a sleeve out. And the way we'll do that is I'll put in basically right half of the card and left side of the card, and whichever side random picks, that's how we'll divvy it up. Oh, Nicholas, you got your Juju Smith and Big Ben autos. You should send those in for grading, man, especially Big Ben. That was a low-numbered one, and it was a nice one. This is $2.99. It's a sticker auto for the Ravens Brandon Williams playoff ticket. It's our first hit. And, guys, you're going to see me periodically pick up these cards that we've already looked at that I temporarily stack right there, and I pick them up then and move them off to the right. There is also a mat over there. There's actually a couple of mats over there. That's the area I use for sorting. So still stays nice and safe. I just don't like it piling up in the work area too much. There's a Gronk playoff ticket. Sadly, my Steelers will not have a chance to face off against Gronk again this year because, yeah, we got our butts kicked by Blake Bortles for the second time in the same season. Like, how, at the start of anywhere in the season, if you had told me Blake Bortles is going to thump your team twice at Heinz Field in the same season, I would have said you were crazy. But there you go. Josh Jones for the Green Bay Packers, rookie ticket sticker auto. But it's kind of like, it's like the year of the journeyman quarterback, right? Because we have Case Keenum, and then you have Nick Foles, who managed to get in. You know, Carson Wentz, of course, is hurt. Carson Wentz got him to the edge. Nick Foles wins that first playoff game. I mean, and then it's just crazy. I mean, you have Case Keenum, Nick Foles, Blake Bortles, and then Tom Brady. So at the beginning of the year, if you had said what 4 quarterbacks are going to be the last 4 standing, out of those, I think the only one anybody would have gotten right is Tom Brady. That's just how I feel about it. Oh, you got a 1-of-1 Pat Mahomes plate from 2017 Contenders? Oh, yeah, you should send that in because Pat Mahomes, one of the Pat Mahomes is either a short print or a super short print, and I don't remember if it's the regular Pat Mahomes or the variation where it goes horizontal. But either way, a 1-of-1 Pat Mahomes, send it in and get it graded, Mr. Kellen, for sure. A little Malachi Dupree, numbered to 199. And you'll see, guys, he's, of course, still in his Packers uniform, but it's got a Bills notation on the card. It tells up here the date he was traded, and then the Bills on the back. So even though he is in a Packers uniform, I don't want the Packers to see that go by and think, hey, that's my card, because sadly, it is not. It is a card for the Buffalo Bills in that case. Yeah, I tell you, I was surprised, Nicholas, that the Ravens didn't sell. I mean, as a whole, if there's a team that doesn't sell, of course, if the Steelers didn't sell, I would be fine, but it's never the Steelers. But when it's the Ravens, I at least don't mind as much because I have a friend whose nephew, well, she's a Ravens fan too. Her whole family, they're Ravens fans. But her nephew in particular is a Ravens fan, so sometimes, send a little extra that way. This is to 199 with the Matt Ryan MVP insert. And you saw a redemption there, which I have left face down because I'm kind of mean like that. And we are going to flip it over, but we're not going to flip it over until we get to the end of the break. I know, right? That's just so mean. But hang on a second. I got to restack I have to redo my stack. I stacked 2 things together that I didn't mean to stack together. I figure we'll find some more, so that way we can just flip them over all at one time. Oh, you have the variation on the Pat Mahomes. Definitely send that thing in. For sure. Send that in. Have that graded. I would. Anyway. For the Patriots, Dietrich Wise Jr. Sorry about that. I hit the camera. My bad. Sticker auto rookie ticket for the Patriots. And the ending for that game, I'm assuming you're talking about the ending of the Vikings game, right? That was insane. Insane. I have a friend whose cousin plays on the Vikings. Harrison Smith, actually, is her cousin. He's an excellent defensive player for the Vikes. So I usually watch the Vikings with a little more interest, and I was kind of feeling like I was hoping, maybe they're going to get to the field goal range. And then, of course, those first throws were just, they were kind of not good. And I'm thinking, oh boy, Case Keenum, now is not the time to revert back to your bad decision making, right? Then he whips that down there and Stephon Diggs catches it. And for a brief second, I thought Diggs was going to go out of bounds to try to stop the clock, and I'm practically screaming at the television, go. I couldn't believe they made no play on the guy, and he cruises in there for that completely improbable ending, but it was wonderful. I was so glad for the Vikings. They just seem like they've had so many of those kind of close but not quite over the edge games. I was glad to see them win that. And truthfully, I would have been happy if the Saints had won as well, because I like some people on the Saints. I like Kamara, the rookie, and of course Drew Brees. You have to respect him, and I have no problem if the Saints had won either, but I am happy that the Vikings did. And if they can win one more, I'd say my friend would be sitting there for the Super Bowl, and that would be nice. They went up for one of the in-season games, And Harrison, you know, got them good seats and everything. And the family went and they just had a blast. So it was so much fun. But that was a heck of a way to end the game, that is for sure. So now I'm going to be interested to see what happens when the Jags get to the Patriots. Because, you know, Patriots have been a little vulnerable this year, you know. They haven't exactly been invincible, or they certainly haven't looked like they're unbeatable or anything like that. So be interested to see if Blake Bortles has a little more magic in him. I don't know. He has days where he plays very well, and then he has days where he just plays not well at all. Today he played well. Actually, today both of the offenses played fairly well for the most part, but both of the defenses were, I mean, well, their defensive players were better than ours, right? I mean, they got the interception and the recovered fumble and whatever, so theirs was better than ours. But frankly, anytime you see those scores that could practically be scores of a basketball game, I think that defensively maybe somebody's slacking off a little. That's to 249 Titans, Marcus Mariota. But I don't know. But I do hope Todd Haley's gone. I really do hope that he is. I hope Le'Veon Bell is not gone, but I fear that he will be. I think he's laying the groundwork for it anyway. Austin Carr, well, let's get the sleeve open. Austin Carr rookie ticket for the Saints. Sticker auto. On the flip side, I do think that probably means that Big Ben comes back. I think if we had won the Super Bowl, I don't think he would have come back. I think he would have retired. If we had gotten to the Super Bowl and not won it, I'd say we had a 50-50 chance. The fact that we got blown out the door in the playoffs, I say he comes back next year. Matt Milano, rookie ticket sticker auto for the Buffalo Bills. Oh, Ben already said he's coming back? Okay. I didn't watch, yeah, I couldn't watch any of the post-game coverage of that, because those kind of games, man, they get under my skin, and I have to just turn them off as soon as they end. Sometimes I have to take a little break during the game, but I definitely have to walk away and turn it off right after it's final. Dalvin Cook, rookie ticket. There's a nice one for the Vikings on card auto. And, of course, he got hurt earlier in the season, but had so much promise. You got to think he's going to come back and do well next year. Russell Wilson, MVP contenders to 99. I think the other thing that will be interesting, that I'm talking about next year now, is Matt Patricia. Oh, I mean, he's definitely going somewhere. He's definitely going to leave the New England Patriots. He's going to be head coach somewhere. Rasul Douglas. Ah, there's our little cracked ice, numbered to 25. Sticker auto rookie ticket for the Eagles. Nice little hit there. So I wonder what's going to happen there to the Patriots once Matt Patricia's gone. In other words, how much of their success has been solely because of what he's accomplished with his play calling. Now, obviously, you got to have the talent on the field to execute it, but you know what I mean. How much is Belichick, in other words, not that he's, I mean, we all know he's a great coach, but Matt Patricia's pretty important to the Patriots, so I think they may have some cracks showing next year as a result of that as well. But we have to finish up this year yet, so I guess I don't need to be worrying about that. Houston, Texans, Carlos Watkins. Sticker auto rookie ticket. And, of course, keep in mind we still have a redemption sitting right there face down too to look at. So I also have some boxes of first off the line contenders, and I got to figure out how we're going to break those, what we're going to do with them if I just break them by themselves, because I only have 3. I know that's a weird amount to have, but that's what I have. So I have the 3 first off the line boxes. I have some loose boxes, but I don't exactly... It still doesn't make half a case, though. It would have, but then the case that's coming up, that will be, what is this, break 6, right? So it'll be break 7 and 8. When that case came in, the box was dented up on one side. So I told them, you know, hey, I'm not going to keep this case unless you let me open it up and I see whether or not anything inside is damaged. So they've, after like a week of going back and forth, they finally said okay. So I opened it up, and 3 of these type boxes, which were inside the case, which was inside another box, had some, you know, dents and dings on the edges, the corners. And so I said, I'm not going to keep that because, I mean, the cards might be fine in there, but then again, they might be damaged. There's no way to know without opening the box itself. And of course, they're not going to let me do that. So basically, they're having me send back the 3 damaged boxes, keep the 9 good boxes out of the case, the 9 that weren't damaged. And then I already had 4 loose boxes from a case I shared with somebody. So 3 of those will go in with the 9 undamaged boxes to make that full case. But then that means I have only 3 first off the line and 1 regular loose box left, which is an odd sort of number. But anyway, we'll have to figure that out somewhere along the way. So somewhere. Victor Bolden Jr. for the 49ers. This is a championship ticket, numbered 249. Mr. Kelly Dam, what do you mean no A+ yet? Do you mean out of stuff we've pulled or something different? And I'm not picking up on what it is, which is entirely possible. My brain does not always work the way one would hope it would, right? Or expect it to necessarily. This is numbered to, I think that says 199 team quads for the Falcons. Does it? Yeah, 199. Because I would say, if you are talking about the autographs, I would say that Dalvin Cook is probably an A+ hit for the Vikings. I think that's a very solid hit out of here. I didn't mean to show the back of that. I didn't see it coming. That is, of course, a 250 Panini Rewards Point card. So you know what that means. It replaced one of our hits. And we'll be giving it out by way of random a little bit later in the break. At the end of the break, actually. So we'll just set it aside for right now. Oh, Nicholas, Dalvin Cook's card prices haven't dropped? I would hope not, because, I mean, I would assume that he's going to come back. I mean, you would hope that his card prices and Deshaun Watson and, you know, any of our injured rookies that were on a good track, we would hope that the prices would hold steady, and at least until we see how they come back next year. And then adjust at that point according to performance, I guess. Kenny G for the Detroit Lions. That's to 199. That one is an on-card auto. Not a sticker. Jay Ajayi, he had a heck of a game this weekend. Eddie Lacy, Seahawks. That is 249 with our playoff ticket. Some more MVP contenders. Jabril Peppers. I like that hit. Jabril Peppers is for the poor Cleveland Browns. Sticker auto, rookie ticket. And if the Cleveland Browns do not come away with a decent quarterback with 2 picks in the top 5, the first pick and the 4th pick, everybody in the place should be fired, including the guy who owns it. He should sell the team if they cannot come up with a quarterback out of pick 1 and pick 4 out of this year's draft, which is flush with quarterbacks. Truthfully, they need help in so many areas, but being the Browns, you know they're going to pick one of them as a quarterback. They just are. They could use a couple more nice defensive players, maybe another receiver, and a quarterback. Dallas Cowboys, Dan Bailey. Veteran ticket on card auto for the nice little Dallas Cowboys hit. You don't see that one very much. Juju, poor Juju, had a bad end to his season. Eli Rogers played great today, though. I like Eli Rogers, even though he did go to U of L. You know, I went to UK, so U of L's, you know, a little rivalry there. Couldn't resist that dig, but Eli had a great game today. Before he got hurt, obviously. Yeah. Mr. Kelly says players go to Cleveland to have their careers die. Yeah, I think they should have gotten rid of the coach. I mean, they just should have. To win 1 game in 2 seasons, I don't care if you are a rebuilding organization. I mean, look at the Jets. Look at some of these other teams that were just expected to be horrible this year that at least managed to pull out more than 1 win. I mean, even statistically, you would think they should have won more than once out of 2 seasons. So I think the coach should have been gone. Obviously, the GM is gone and has been replaced, but they just need the house clean up there. But if they can get they just make some of the dumbest moves, I think. They just need to get some players in and just rebuild from the draft. They have so many draft picks. And if they can get somebody, hopefully this new GM, who is a good judge of young talent, to bring in some good rookies, I mean, it can't get any more painful than it's been. So don't spend all your money and your equity and going to get free agents and stuff like that. Just rebuild through the draft, suck it up, wait 2 or 3 years, and hope for the best. They have some nice pieces. They just don't have enough to put together a whole team. And then on top of that, I really do think they need to replace Hugh. They just kind of do. But we'll see. You never know. Sometimes all it takes is 1 good draft if you really get lucky. Mike Williams for the Chargers. Rookie ticket. That one is an on-card auto for the Chargers. Green Bay Packers. Devontae Mays. Sticker auto rookie ticket. Packers have had, I think, a couple of hits. If the Browns draft Lamar Jackson, the QB from USC, they'll have a cruddy season once again. Better get Mayfield. Well, I don't know, Mr. Kelly. Lamar Jackson is kind of a quandary. He does some really good things, and then he does some things that are maybe not as good as they could be. Jeremy McNichols with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rookie ticket variation on card auto. But I definitely don't think, I don't know that Lamar Jackson is the quarterback that really should go to the Browns, because I do think he needs some time to adjust. I don't think they can just throw him into the fire. I think they would have been okay with Kaiser if they hadn't just thrown him into the fire. If he'd had a season or two to develop behind somebody, I think he would have been okay. But so I don't know if Lamar is the right answer for them. Malik Hooker for the Indianapolis Colts. Sticker auto rookie ticket. But I also don't know that Baker Mayfield is either. For one thing, he's got some kind of, for lack of a better way to say it, some character issues. Some kind of, not to the extent of Johnny Football, but there are definitely some questions about his sportsmanship and things like that. And I'm sure you're aware of them. That's to 99 OBJ for the Giants on the MVP contenders. So I just don't think they need another project of any sort, whether it is learning curve or whether it is, on or off field issues or anything else. This is to 249 Mike Gillislee for the Patriots on that playoff ticket. So it's hard to say. You think Lamar Jackson's too skinny? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know about Mayfield. As I said, he's got all the quarterbacks this year have the potential to succeed, but they all also have things that you look at and think, that could be better. There's nobody that's a slam dunk, but I would say that's true most years. And most of the years where we think there is a slam dunk, we're wrong. So it's so hard to gauge. Raekwon McMillan, rookie ticket for the Dolphins, sticker auto. But I think maybe they'd be better off with either, the kid from USC or the kid from UCLA. But one of them, was it Rosen that said he did not want to go there? He didn't call the Browns by name, but he said he would consider going back to school for his senior season rather than going to a team that was, quote, the wrong fit and that kind of thing. So one of them did. I don't remember if it was Rosen or the other one, but so that would have to kind of be discouraging as well if you're the Browns. Ahkello Witherspoon for the 49ers, rookie ticket, sticker auto. Well, Mr. Kelly says that in chat that the team that he made the crotch gesture to deserved that. So, well, maybe, I don't know, but that's the whole thing, though. You have to play with your emotions in check, especially as a quarterback, because we've seen it happen time and time again. Somebody's emotions get the better of them, and then you end up making poor decisions and amassing penalties and other things that can cost your team the game in some cases. So, that's part of it. You got to have somebody who can control their emotions and have good decision making. So that's kind of the deal, I think, with Baker Mayfield is like, can he get that under control? Terry says the kid from Wyoming is good. What's that kid's name? I can't think who that is from Wyoming. Oh, I don't disagree. I mean, the other team should have, for sure. I mean, they shouldn't have ignored the handshake at the coin toss and, you know, the other stuff. I don't disagree with you, but again, it comes down to you have to be able as the player, especially as the quarterback, to keep your emotions in check. I mean, you can go into the locker room and call them every name in the book and flip them off and whatever else you want to do. But out on the football field, you have to be able to say, I don't want to cost my team a penalty. I don't want to cost my team the game, and keep it under control, you know. Josh Allen, there you go. Yeah, Josh Allen is good. I agree with that. Yeah, he is solid from what I've seen of him. I haven't watched him play a ton, but from what I've seen, yeah, I would agree. But I really don't know that Lamar Jackson, I don't think Lamar Jackson goes first round. I think Lamar Jackson ends up second round. And if that's the case, if you're the Browns and maybe you've already made a quarterback pick and you've picked up somebody good defensively out of your first round choices, you get to the second round and Lamar Jackson's still there, I say take him. I mean, up there, I don't think you can have too many quarterbacks, frankly. But it really just depends on how it falls with their first picks as to the rest of it. Well, that's always the case, of course, and anytime you have a draft, but playoff ticket to 249 with Davante Adams for the Green Bay Packers. I think the Pack is probably going to have to shed some players in the off season. I think their payroll is getting old and expensive. I think either Randall Cobb, probably Randall Cobb, or Jordy Nelson one will be gone from there by next season. I suspect it'll be Randall, though. His production was down this year. Vince Beagle for the Green Bay Packers, who are hitting quite a lot in this break. Rookie ticket sticker auto. You're hoping Seattle drafts an offensive lineman. Yeah, they need they need more than one O-line guy, I think. They're in Seattle. Davin, let's see if I remember this right. Godshaw, is that right, guys? Last time I said something different. I said Chow, I think, or something. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't end it somehow right last time. I think it's Godshaw is what somebody told me. And I didn't say the X, but I didn't say the CH as an S, I think, is what I did last time. I don't know. Seattle should trade Sherman. I don't know. I think it just depends on what you get back for him. Because you also, you know, if you're going to bring in a bunch of young guys, you've also got to have somebody in the locker room to be the veteran and kind of hold their hand and stuff like that. Ross Cockrell for the New York Giants. Sticker auto rookie ticket. So I don't know that I would just say offhand, like, absolutely they should trade Sherman, but maybe. Depending on what you get back for him. Maybe. It should be an interesting off-season all the way around, because I think there'll be a fair amount of shuffling. Oh, see, I told you we'd find another redemption. Now we have two waiting on us, plus our 250 Panini Rewards points. Now, see, Godshaw is how I said it the first time. And then somebody told me that I was saying it wrong and it should be God Shaw, like with an S, because God Chow is how I said it, I think, the first time when we pulled him, I don't know, a case or two ago. That's to 199. And then, oh, I stacked that in the wrong place. That's around numbers. And then they said, no, it should be Shaw, like S instead of CH. So, I don't know. All right, well, then I guess I had it right the first time. That's God Chow is how I said it originally. Kellen Cole, rookie ticket for the Jags. Ah, well. We all know I'm going to mess up at least 4 or 5 names every single break I'm going to butcher, so I guess we'll just count it up for that. Although I do feel slightly vindicated that I originally had it right. Makes me feel a tiny, tiny little bit better about it. All right, so this is our last box. This is box 6 of 6, but of course, we're still going to have a couple hits to flip over and check out in the way of redemptions, and we still have our rewards points that will be given out to somebody, and we have our round number cards, which we'll have to figure out where they're going to go by way of random. So a few little things left to do. But we're getting there. We're making pretty good time tonight too, considering. Trying to start a little earlier on Sunday nights so that you don't have to stay up late if it is a work night. Sundays are just kind of dodgy during football season because I don't like a lot of stuff ending, depending on the games that are on. You kind of have to try to work around that. So the afternoons are hard to end during that time because of the games, and then sometimes the evenings, depends on the matchup. So anybody on who lives in Hawaii, I know we have I have a couple of bidders from Hawaii. I don't know if they're on right now, but that was some crazy stuff, wasn't it? They sent out, the government accidentally, some worker on a shift change hits a button and sends out a message to everybody in Hawaii telling them that they're under imminent nuclear attack. I mean, what in the world? And then it took them all that time to even turn around and get it corrected. I mean, you say all that time, but anything more than, say, 60 seconds is an eternity if you're sitting there thinking you're about to get hit by a nuclear warhead. That's to 199, Rookie of the Year contender. Oh, you're deployed in Hawaii. Okay, so you were present for that. Was that crazy, man? Did that scare you to death? That would have scared me to death. There's not a lot of things that, like, really, really scare me. Another redemption. But that would have. Because, I mean, the whole thing, this is not a drill, da-da-da-da. I mean, there were people that said, you know, one guy said that he was making breakfast when the warning came in. And so he and his wife just figured that was going to be their last meal. So they just kind of ate and went into their bedroom and laid down and, like, just held on to each other and just waited for a nuclear bomb to hit them. Can you imagine? I mean, that's some messed up stuff that they went through. Jake Butt, rookie ticket for the Broncos, sticker auto. I cannot even imagine. Mr. Kelly says you were not scared, but you were mad that you had to get up at 8. Yeah, I would say you did have to. Yeah, I guess they would have had you guys all up prepping for for a strike. I mean, man, that is just, that's some scary stuff. Devontae Mays for the Packers. Isn't that the second Devontae Mays? It seems like it is. Sticker auto rookie ticket. And this guy had a pretty good game. Or he's had a pretty good season, really. Brian Ramczyk for the Saints. Oh, I didn't know that you... Oh, every ship has missile defense as well as all of the anti-missile defense on the island. I guess I really didn't think about that. So yeah, that would make sense. That I guess it would get shot down or whatever before it actually hit. I don't think I would have... I guess maybe if I lived there that would have occurred to me, but... yeah, just right offhand, I wouldn't have probably thought of that. I would have just been going, oh man. I would have been somewhere, you know, looking for an underground shelter, I guess. Playoff ticket to 249, Eddie Lacy for the Seahawks. It's crazy to even think about, really. I've only been to Hawaii once. It's when I was still in the beer business, and we had a conference there. But I went a couple of days early so I could spend some time, and I went to Pearl Harbor and all that stuff. C.J. Beathard for the 49ers, 1 of 1. Boom, 49ers. Too bad that he has gotten benched in favor of Jimmy G, but still, we like 1 of 1s. They make us happy. If, guys, if whoever has the 49ers, if you want that in a magnetic one-touch case, or as far as that goes, anybody, for any of your cards, if you want it in a one-touch magnetic case, let me know. Shoot me a message over on eBay. Generally speaking, it's going to cost you about $3. That covers the cost for me to buy the case and the PayPal fees to receive the payment. Bernard Reedy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, rookie ticket sticker auto. And yeah, so if you ever want one, you send me a message, let me know. I invoice them directly through PayPal money request. I just use the email address that's on file with eBay. But I do have most sizes on hand, so most of the time if you want one or would need one, I would have it here. Yeah, that's true too, Mr. Kelly Dan. That is true too. All right, so let's deal with these little guys first. I've got one in a sleeve. I'm going to move it up to the top so I can write on that sleeve in a minute. So these round numbers cards, I think I have kept them all separated. There's a slight possibility I could have stacked one back over there with the regular stuff, but for the most part, I think they're in my hand. I'm going to type in left side and right side into random.org, and then wherever it directs us, we'll determine how those cards are going to go. I will hit random 3 times, guys. The first 2 don't count. All right? Only the third one is going to count. So, just FYI. Okay, first one does not count. Second one does not count. Third and final does. And there you'll see randomized 3 times. There's our date and time stamp, and it came up right side of the card. So, again, this is the one in the sleeve, so I'm just going to circle the right side so that I know where it's going. Not on the card, just on the sleeve. Okay, so this one will go to the Rams. We have Colts, Giants, Chiefs, Colt, Panther, Bronco, Bengal, Bill, Texan, Bronco, Panther, Texan, Chief, Bear, Steeler, Charger, Ram, Texan, Bengal, Ram. All right, so that's how those are going. And as I said, if I accidentally stacked one somewhere over here in the wrong stack, it will, of course, be just the same scenario. It will go to the position on the right. Next up, we have this little 250 rewards points card that replaced one of our hits. So I'm going to bring you along with me while we do this. I'm going to just copy all of our teams from the spreadsheet, and then we'll paste them over here into random. And on this one, I'm only going to hit random one time because you know what? There's 32 teams. I don't see any reason to do this multiple times because there's more than enough stuff to be completely random. We'll scroll down through there so you can see all the teams were in fact copied and pasted. And here we go. The New England Patriots. All right, so this little 250 rewards points card headed to the Patriots. Yeah. All right. Now, that's just trying to slide off there. That's what happens when you put them in a sleeve. They like to slide off everywhere. Also going to put these in sleeves so I can write on them. We're going to flip them over, and then we'll go to the checklist and verify each one of them. So the first one, Kareem Hunt. Nice one. Rookie ticket RPS. That is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. But we will we'll go to the checklist and check it out. So let's do that now. If I can get us, let me get us to, or get myself on the right tab, and then I'll bring you along with me here. That is a cool thing about Panini. All their checklists all the way back from like 2010 or so, you can find them right here on their website, which is awesome. I love that. And what was the card set on this? Rookie ticket RPS. So I don't think that's going to be numbered. I think it's just going to be an open edition, but we'll find out. Yeah, it looks like it is. So Kareem Hunt, card number 327. Must not be 327. Card number 317. I am blind. Card 317, Kansas City Chiefs. So that is what we expected that to be. And of course it is an open edition Kareem Hunt for Kansas City. So nice little hit there for KC. Next reveal is Taywan Taylor. Rookie ticket RPS. So that's handy. We can just flip right back where we were and verify that that's the Titans. What card is he? 338. 338. Where are you? 338. Right there. Taywan Taylor, Tennessee Titans. That is also an open edition. All right. One to go. One to go. Drum roll if I had one. Did I forget? No, I switched you back. I had to look there for a second. Oh, it's for my Steelers. Rookie ticket RPS, James Conner. And, of course, once again, super happily we can stay in our same card set because it is also rookie ticket RPS. So we'll just flip back over there one more time and find James Conner at number 320. Right there, Pittsburgh Steelers. And now we can recap all of our stuff. And of course, as I mentioned, we'll be starting a new case of Contenders here in a couple of days. We're going to break both halves of it in the upcoming week. We will also have a full case of Optic. I did bite the bullet and decide to pay the upcharge and order in one more case of that because I frankly like it. And if you haven't heard this yet, this is some pretty cool news. There's a new card set coming out that is a combination of Contenders and Optic. So yeah, it's going to be pretty sweet. So it's literally that. It's Contenders cards. So the design will look like this year's Contenders, but it will be in the Optic card set. So it'll be like kind of like Chrome Contenders, for lack of a better way to describe it. And I think the hit ratio is different. I don't think the number of cards in the box is the same, and the number of hits and all that. And it also looks like it might be somewhat limited. Not that there was exactly tons of regular Optic or tons of Contenders, but Contenders Optic put together looks like it may be a somewhat short print run. And it is due out, I want to say it comes out in February, like right around the time that Select comes out. But anyway, from the sale sheet information that I have seen, it looks pretty sweet. So if you haven't looked it up yet, Google it. I'm sure somebody's got info on it up by now. Contenders Optic Football. Pretty sweet. And while I'm wrapping this up, in case anybody did not hear me say it earlier, I expect that this stuff will ship out on Tuesday. There is no mail tomorrow because it is Martin Luther King Day. So we're looking at a Tuesday shipping day. And as always, guys, I thank you very much for breaking with me and for bidding with me, and some of you just come and hang out with me even when you're not in the breaks, and I always appreciate that as well, and keeping me company and chat and all that stuff. Because I love to do this. I think it's a lot of fun, so I enjoy it. I'm glad to have you along for the ride. And that's it for tonight. I will put up one more time real quickly, just in case somebody scrolled to the end and only watched the recap. Real quickly again, here's our schedule for the next few days. Of course, nothing tomorrow night breaking, but then we get right back at it on Tuesday. Elite Extra Edition Baseball. We've got Origins Football, Black Gold, Gold Standard, Contenders. Some older stuff from 2010 and 2013, some more Valiant Baseball, some Optic Football, even more Contenders, all kinds of fun stuff. So hopefully you'll see something else in there you like, and maybe I will catch you again for another break. I hope so anyway. In the meanwhile, enjoy the holiday tomorrow if you're lucky enough to have the day off, and I will see you again the next time. Bye-bye.